Hello, it is iYikKam time again. So lately I have a lot of questions message to me about Qi and Qigong, and I like to share with you today. Hopefully that I clear on this Qi stuff, okay? Because in past 100 years or so, this Qi concept have turned into something mysterious, have been adding a lot of wild things, including the spiritual and the mystical and whole bunch of stuff. And if you look at it seriously, a lot of people really do not know about Qi or only know partial, and a lot of things they speculate and they keep being add on, and it end up to become today's mess. Okay, and it is not something which is difficult to understand. In fact, it is scientific. Okay, so today we are dealing with virtual reality already. Why the heck we want to stuck in still the simple thing and make mystical and then mess up everything, and we really do not know what it is and cannot get the benefit out of it and only waste our time on it. Okay, so I made this video today. I want to solve it once for all, at least to get this thing clear. Okay, now let's start with this. Okay, Qigong, Kung Fu, is not a philosophy. Okay, it cannot be understood by just reading a book or thinking. Okay, today I like to use my my iPad here because there's a lot of things I need to tell you in a very concise way, so that you might want to take a note on this thing. Okay, this is serious stuff. Okay, so Kung Fu is not a philosophy, it's not something about speculation, it's not something you can read a book and think about it. It is a technology, and it requires somebody who is experienced, who have the experience or attainment, at least the experience, if it's not attainment, to tell one or coach one what it is. Okay, now another thing I like to share with you all is there are people who read my book and still get lost. Okay, one reason of that is because the reader do not follow the sequence of the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. One need to comprehend, make sure comprehend every chapter before it go to the next chapter. Otherwise, when one reach the energy chapter, one really don't know what happened. It's just like we keeping reading, but we really don't comprehend, we don't really digest anything. Okay, and that's a problem. Another thing which is very common is bound by our own mindset. Well, I get stuck like that too. Okay, bound within our mindset, because if we look at all the Qigong talk and the Qigong teaching out there, it is usually it misleads us to thinking, oh, it is Qigong is something you do or something you think about, and that's it, right? In fact, Qigong is not something you do or something you think about. Qigong is like what? Qigong is about entering a state. The simplest way to relate to that is to fall in sleep. We don't think how to fall in sleep, and we don't do something to fall in sleep. We fall in sleep. Okay, we just rest and then we fall in sleep. So Qigong is that type of stuff. So the practice of Qigong is analogy, how to fall into sleep. Get into the state. And only when one get into the sleeping, one can have dream there. One cannot awake here, thinking about it, doing something about it, and expect to have a dream while we are awake. No way you can do that, right? So that is an analogy for that. It is about entering state, okay, like sleeping, fall in sleep. So if one practice Qigong and not be able to entering a state, it is like saying, oh, I want to sleep, but I never fall into sleep. Okay? So with this type of mindset or the boundary, like, oh, I think about something or doing something is Qigong, which is everybody here today, okay? You look at it, in all this Qigong teaching, it say that, oh, you imagine there's a fire in your lower abdomen, or there's a channel and you use your mind to run this channel. All kinds of stuff. It's like doing something, thinking something. Well, what is that got to do with enter into a state or falling to sleep? Okay. So that is the thing which is block us to really understand what it is. Because like me, okay, my experience that when I was young, it's like everybody too heard about this Qi and Dantian and everything. But then I went to when study with the Sifu who really know. I said, wait a minute, how come that he doesn't talk about Qi, he doesn't talk about Dantian, he just tell me to loose my body up, to quiet my mind, and then to calm my breathing. Wait a minute, when is he going to teach me about the Qi and Dantian and run Mandarin and do Mandarin? Well, I wait for months, I didn't ask, he never tell me that. Well, so what's real? Well, I thought that, well, this Sifu doesn't know what he's doing. In fact, it is me bound by all the story around the world, and I really don't know what it is. Okay. Now, in Qigong practice, that is this direct handling and indirect handling. Can one just go sit on the lotus and then thinking, oh, there's a fire within the lower abdomen, and the fire burn out the body and get heat and so forth, and then you can't control your Qi? Okay, can you do that? Well, it creates sensation, but whether it is controlling the Qi or not, or the Qi we want to control or not, that's a big question mark. And if we want to argue about controlling the Qi, sure, you get angry is controlling the Qi too. You watch a movie, a sex and violence movie, you get react. That's about Qi too, directly disrupt the Qi too. But when we talk about balance the Qi flow and so forth, is that so easy to get there? Okay, what we know is that if we put a lot of intention on it, we end up stress it. Okay, so a better way today, which is everybody know, to influence the Qi is massage. It's doing in the right way. Okay. So we have so much concept here, and really it never being really clearly lay out what is it. And I lay out in this book and this book. However, because similar with me, who thinking, why is my teacher teach me how to loose up my body, how to quiet my mind, and how to keep my breathing nature? Why didn't he teach me how to cultivate or develop qi? Okay, that's the issue. Because we are thinking something which is not what it is. Okay, so we stuck. Okay, so this is the opening, and let's get into the details now. Okay, so what is qi? Okay, qi. What is qi? If you read ancient Chinese textbooks and the real deal qi stuff and Qigong and so forth, you will know the Chinese using the term qi as something moving. The Chinese practically can call whatever moving qi. Okay? And that can be what? That can be force. You know, force vector, force, qi, water flow or wind flow. Qi, that's why in feng shui they say, oh yeah, there's qi there. So what qi is that? Okay, something moving. Okay, breathing is qi. Body motion is qi too. So the Chinese use it. All is qi. Momentum is qi too. They call qi si. Okay. Now, what is qi? Okay. Qi is something moving. It's a general term. And if one really want to understand what one is talking about, one need to get into the details. What type of qi? Okay. And one know, oh, if you talk about the force, when they talk about qi, that's force flow. Okay. When you talk about the qi in the body, it might be, in today's word, the biochemical energy, the electrical energy. Okay. Those stuff. So we need to be specific. Qi, what type of qi you're talking about? Okay? So that is what qi about, okay? And then it comes to a very interesting phenomenon is about this such thing called internal art. Everybody will say, I practice internal art. And then everybody will say about qi, but you ask them to define what the heck is qi, what the heck is internal art, they say, well, you know, this is just internal art. Okay? Now, for a real internal art to be legit, it has to have the force handling or forceful handling. It has to have the breathing handling. It has to have the energy or qi, the Chinese call zhen qi handling, with the meridians in the body. One has to have these three handling, okay, in order to call internal art. So we know today, most people talking about is something partial or something I think so, okay? Or they never sure what is the internal, but they say I believe so, okay? When you see somebody tell you I think so, I believe so, you know they don't know, okay? And then there's another type. When you talk about internal art, they keeping using this religion stuff, spiritual stuff, philosophy stuff to substitute on whatever they don't know. Okay. In fact, the practice of internal art or whatever the Qigong has to satisfy the 6 core elements. Okay. So has to satisfy the physical element, the mind element, the breathing element, the qi, the zhen qi, the chi flow, the energy flow in the meridians element, the force flow element, and the momentum element. If we don't have all the 6, one really don't have a full comprehensive internal art. One just have a partial there, and really, who know even if that partial is proper, okay? And the reason I say this is this: in every of the element have a requirement. One has to fulfill the requirement. For example, the physical element, one need to fulfill the loose of the body, okay? And loose, we know that it has to have 3 states: the open up state, the link state, and the lightweight state. And only that you know that the blood flow or the force flow or the breathing, so forth, which is on the later elements, can be flow smoothly. You need to meet the requirement. And then, as we know that the mind has to settle. If the mind is not settled, the body is not in the loose conditions or optimized conditions. It's stressed and tense. It's not going to do the job. And also, the breathing has to be have in the full body breathing. Okay. Speaking about this full body breathing, the breathing, one can actually check it with the. I have seen people writing reports on the using the what do you call it? No, the ultrasonic. Those people can check looking at the baby. In the baby before it's born. Okay, and checking the babies or the X-ray and so forth. Okay, they can look at that, how the breathing or the diaphragmatic breathing, how it moves. And how is the internal organ move with it, okay? So it has a scientific background on what is talking about with breathing or this chi or internal stuff, okay? It's not something which is somebody just think, or you do this mantra or that mantra, or believe this or believe that. It's not such thing, okay? And one thing I want to caution everybody, when we talk about the full body or lower abs breathing, the internal organ itself has to be loose. Otherwise, it tense inside there, and one moving it with tense, it's not going to work. That's not Qigong. Okay? That type of Qigong will not doing healing or promote balancing. Okay? So we know this about the Qigong, okay? What is Qi, okay? Have this this much of understanding, basic understanding we need to have, okay? And so let's go one step further on Qigong, what we talk about Qigong. Qigong is in a really first order is the handling or development of breathing and energy flow within the body. Okay? So it is about breathing, how to breathe. Qigong is how to breathe, so that you use the breath to get one to a state, okay, or energy state, or doing some transformation, something. And also about the energy flow, move around in the body, okay, or accumulate in the body and so forth. That's what Qigong is about, okay. So in the chapter of the energy here, that's what is about, the energy flow in the body. And for the chapter with this in the breathing, is about the breathing. You have to recognize different states of breathing, and to know which type of breathing need what type of requirement. Okay. Now, the practice of the Qigong. The practice of Qigong is actually to put the body in its natural balanced state, to let the qi or the energy function, grow or surface, okay, and then move properly by itself. Okay, so the analogy of like sleeping, falling to sleep. The practice of Qigong is to put the body into that state, so the energy can naturally stabilize or balance itself. Okay, that's what Qigong is for, nothing else. So by this definition, we know the baby before it was born, a healthy baby before it was born, okay, or a newborn baby, they are good in Qigong because their body is new and fresh and everything is flowing properly. Okay, I'm talking about a healthy baby. Okay, and see, from baby it can grow up to be a man. So that is what we want to think about it, instead of all this well, you know, I want to go spiritual, I see light. Forget about this stuff. Okay, so in other words, that one put oneself into the baby or pre-born baby state. Okay, a healthy pre-born baby or a newborn baby, healthy newborn baby state. That is Qigong in a realistic way. Okay, see, we, like me, 50 something, I grow old. Okay, but see, like the 1 month old baby, okay, their body is growing. Okay, they're balanced and grow, they're healthy, right? And one thing on Qigong practice is that if there's any manipulations, that is just a temporary help for the body to balance itself, because sometimes the body cannot balance itself. So one use massage or different techniques to manipulate it, so to help that part. Some even use herbs, okay, to help it. Okay, so help it to balance or to unblock the stagnations of the body. So that is the Qigong. Like for example, the 6 healing sound. You do the 6 healing sound for what? You detox it, you unblock the blockage. And then, you know what? This is a part of a 6 healing sound too. You rest there. Let the body reset itself, get back to balance. It's not a keeping manipulation. Keeping manipulation is trouble, because you're going to damage the body. It's like the battery, you keep discharge it. Okay, so if you use a battery analogy, if the battery have some stuck or anything, the circuit, you just do something to repair it, to discharge it, and once you finish repair it, then you let it charge. Otherwise, it's useless. Okay, the battery is useless, right? You need to charge the battery by itself. It's not just manipulate on the battery. Okay. So, and the next is, this is very important, which is people never talk about it. Okay. The practice of Qigong have 2 assumptions. The practice of any Qigong is assume a proper diet and a proper sleep or rest. If one do not have a proper diet or a proper sleep or rest, all bets off. Okay. But this is an assumption people normally never talk about it. You can go practice, say, internal art, okay, say Tai Chi, and after you practice, you go drink a cold Coca-Cola in. Is that proper? No. That get your chi stuck. Okay? Or you can practice meditations and you don't sleep at night, you drink coffee to stay up all night long. Is that proper? No, it's not proper. So one need to know, in order to grow one's chi, one to balance one's energy in the body, one need to fulfill the proper diet and proper sleep or rest. That's why it comes that one had, in the beans or lagunas or the seeds and everything or nuts. Those who practice Qigong will cook it, okay, or roast it before they eat it, or beans and so forth, right? Because if those stuff is not cooked, well cooked, it's going to cause issue with the kidney qi. Okay? It's about diet. Okay? And one don't drink cold water with food. Okay? One drink warm water. That is the proper part of proper diet. Okay? Okay. So actually, to practice in Qigong is a lifestyle change. So there's 5 components in this practice of the Qigong. The first is diet, second is sleeping, the third is physical body, the fourth is mind, the fifth is breathing. It means at every instance, every day, one pay attention to this and take care of it properly. That is the real practice of Qigong. Without this, forget about it. It's just mimic something or doing some Chinese ballet. It's not going to help. Okay? So in ancient Chinese, you need to practice proper diet, proper sleep, and the proper physical handling, proper breathing, proper mind handling. Okay? Mind, of course, have to do with emotion. Only then one get result. Otherwise, partial or zero result, or even reverse. For example, the guy who go practice 6 healing sound. After that, if you go drink Coke, they just circulate the energy of the body, and using the low diaphragmatic massage to massage internal organ. Suddenly you have a cold drink, warm inside there. Everything stuck, and even worse. Because now what try to function, now have to face a shock there. Okay? When the internal organs try to function, open up, and now you shock it. Okay? So it's just like when your pore is open, everything, you shock it with cold water, okay, or ice. Okay? So that has to be understand. Okay? Now, the basic directions and goals of Qigong practice is 3. Number 1, it has to be loose in physical, meaning it has to be open, it has to be lean, and it has to be lightweight. Only that your blood circulations and body will function properly. Okay? And your forceful, so forth, action-reaction force in the body can function properly. Okay? The second, quiet in the mind. If the mind is not quiet, it's going to tense up. And if we're going to concentrate or focus on certain part of our body, it's going to tense up because we focus something. Okay? In the ancient time, when one tried to practice aware of some part of the body to actually manipulate the chi flow and so forth, which is people do practice, they have to reach a state of mind or intentional handling, which is they call like it there, as it is there, or as it is not. So it is like aware of something is there, but it doesn't really focus. Once you focus, then it's stress there, and it creates stagnations. So this has to be handling. So the mind has to quiet down, okay, and in the really relaxed state. It is not in the using concentrations or tunnel visions or or forcing state, or just a dull, stress state instead of a quiet down. See, quiet is quiet, like when you quiet down. That's different than we force ourselves for our mind to not interact with whatever outside. You just force it. It's different stuff. And the natural breathing, okay, the full body breathing, and it's under the physical relaxed or loose state, as we talk about. Previously, the body has to be loose, so the internal organ is loose. So with this full body breathing, slow and light breathing, the internal organ is actually massaged by the diaphragm, movement of the diaphragm, and both inhale and exhale. Okay. So that is the directions and the goal of the Qigong practice. Keeping refined, going this direction and refine. The body, physical body, get looser and looser. The mind get quieter. Enter into say peace and go higher and higher in samadhi. The breathing get more and more refined, more and more nature. Okay, until the point that one breathes very closely to before one is born. Okay, that's called the embryo breathing, Tai Chi. And yes, the states happen because there's inhale, exhale, and the state neither inhale nor exhale. That state, that is advanced states. Okay, so everything is here. Okay, the directions and the goal, and with that, that's how the chi is grow and balance itself. Okay, so chi grow and balance itself. It doesn't mean that you have to be thinking this and that and that. No, just do the loose, quiet, and nature. You get one there. And that's why we want to rely on things like anapanasati, which is the real deal. The rest of thinking the third eye, the central dantian or the lower dantian, all those kind of things, or visualize, those are just somebody making it up, and really it is not to the point, to the bottom line of growing and let the body repair itself or balance itself and all this chi stuff. Okay, these three: loose, quiet, nature. This is the bottom line of the growing, and let the chi surface and have proper movement. Okay, and of course, if the body need help, external help by herbs or massage, that's needed too. But that's just temporary, as what I said. Okay. And however, just talk about this loose, quiet, and nature is not adequate for Qigong practice or development. It is not. Okay. One need to be clear on the state needed. Okay. Since Qigong is dealing with what? Energy. Energy is like the electron within the atoms. It have a different level. Okay, energy level, and have different state. So in order to do a certain thing, it has to go to different energy level. So Qigong is no different. It need to very specifically, clearly know which state or which energy level one is in before one can go to another energy level. So for example, we talk about the loose of the physical body. Okay, the first core element, loose for that. We need that three state: open, link, and lightweight. And each of them is like, quote unquote, it is an energy level. It is a state. one need to enter inside that. Like, okay, I want to open up my body, all joints. Then I just let it open. Okay, enter the state. It's just like if I want to fall to sleep, I just fall to sleep. Okay, be able to know that state is an experience. Be able to attain it, meaning that one can go down there, inside that at will. Okay, say attain sleeping, meaning that I can sleep anytime I want. Experience on sleeping is, oh, I know what is sleeping. So this is different. Now, so one need that, okay? One need to be able to achieve the state. If one practice Qigong and do not know which state one achieve and do not know the sequence, forget about it. It's not going to go not anywhere, okay? And even in the Buddhism, if you read sutta like Anapanasati or the Surangama, they come with state. It's not philosophy. It's not just thinking or wishful thinking. No, it tells you the mind-body energy state, which state is go. Okay? Breathing, mind, body, energy, breathing. Okay, go. One need to know that. And a lot of time we heard about people say, oh yeah, I know my Qigong can influence my cells. You know, cells, every cell in the body. So how is that doing it? People say, oh, go pray. Okay, do this mantra, do that mantra, visualization this way, visualization that way. Well, is that possible? There's a question there. Because which state are you entering to make able that you be able to influence the energy of the cells? We know, for example, the preborn or newborn healthy baby, their energy can influence their cell because they are growing, right? Stronger and stronger and stronger. So the question is, those who claim that they can influence the energy in their cells or using their energy to influence their cell, their qi to influence their cells, will they get into the similar state of the baby, the preborn baby or the newborn baby? Okay, the healthy baby, the preborn or newborn baby. Will they get into that state? If they cannot get in state in terms of physical body, mind, and breathing, forget about it. And we know by Anapanasati for thousands of years, those who can heal their body, change their body, transform their body, need to get into very close to preborn baby type of breathing, which is they get into the state of the neither exhale or inhale state. They can have that handling. Okay? This is a serious thing when they practice Anapanasati, so that's why their body get healthier, they get the benefit. Okay? And Anapanasati is the teaching of the Buddha. Okay? As when the Buddha was here. Okay? So we don't just saying, oh yeah, this is Qigong, this is that, and that is that. One need to know the state. Okay? And speaking about this, what they call embryo breathing or Tai Chi, or the neither inhale, exhale breathing. Okay? The question is that, how long or what type of direction one need to have in order to be able to achieve it? Okay, even just a normal full body breathing. Today, if you look at when people talk about lower abs breathing, they are forcing it. That's not the lower abs breathing they talk about in the ancient internal practice. That's not the full body breathing. The full body breathing is like in Anapanasati. Okay, you know how deep the breathing is. You know the breathing of the full body. And then it get into the neither breathe, inhale or exhale breathing. That is how it is. Okay? It is all scientific. This all can be carried into the science lab. Okay? It has cause and effect. It's not coming from nowhere. And thus, I never believe in anybody say, well, I can influence myself. You know, just say a mantra or doing something else. Or visualize something. No. One has to get into the baby state. Okay? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And we can check in the Chinese history. And even if you read Tao Te Ching, he said, as soft as a newborn baby. Right? There's a lot of things there. Now, for the practice of Qigong, there is a sequence of practice. One not simply jumping around like monkey and doing this posture and that posture, thinking it can be done. No. The body has to be loose first. That's the first requisite. The second, the mind has to quiet down and the breathing has to be in nature. There's no exception. Okay? It has to be like that. Only after that, the energy or the Qi energy will surface, or the force flow handling will be able to handle the action-reactions force, because it relies on the physical body, the mind, and the breathing proper. For example, you talk about action-reaction force. The minute you stop breathing because you want to do the Xiu Lim Tao, okay, like a prolong the breathing, the whole body tense up. There, you have a self-generating action-reaction force already, which is block the handling of the force flow. So how am I going to practice a Xiu Lim Tao? I have a internal force flow style of handling by trying to practice the Folk Sao for 10 minutes. Suffocate the hell out of the breathing. Tense up the body. The mind is in the dull, stress situations. There's not concentration, there's stress. Okay? So one need to know this sequence of the Qigong practice or internal practice. Okay? And so I formulated the 6-13-3 because one needs this. This is the basic tools to analyze whether any practice have this or not. Okay? Have the proper training or not. If one doesn't have the proper training, how can it be Qigong? How can it be internal art? It cannot be. And that's why I do not want to talk about internal, because internal is a term, marketing term today. We want to talk about 6 core elements, 13 states. If you know 6 core elements is not good enough, do you know the 13 state? Which state can you enter? Okay? Then that is the Kung Fu. Then one know what result one can get. Otherwise, what is it? And if one doesn't know the 3 system key, which has to fulfill the law of physics, the biomechanics, and the yellow and precursor, what the heck are we doing? Okay? It's not up for anybody's creativity. We are dealing with the law of nature, like the law of physics. Are we going to say that we can fly? We can, right? So today there's a lot of things over here, and I talk about 9 different topics. 8 different topics here. Write a note. You might want to review this again and again. And if you have the book, when you read it, going via the sequence, make sure understand every chapter, every paragraph before go to next. Understand and comprehend. Okay. If you have issue or question, go join the book support Facebook group and ask it there. Okay. Because this is not simple stuff. Okay. Right now we actually, with these books and what I'm trying to share here, is we trying to actually loading say 20-30 years of information within 3 months or something like that, so everybody can have it and fully be able to practice the Qigong properly. Okay, instead of going monkey around like past 160 years or 200 years, what the heck's happened? Okay, and everybody will keep doing the claim, but there's no result. And that's why the scientific people don't believe it. And you look at in China, why is all these people go Western medicine if Qigong is so good? Why? Why people practice Western boxing if Qigong is so good, or internal art so good? Why is, since 1900, so many challenge from the Westerner or the Japanese to the Chinese in the martial arts, that not many are winning with this Qigong internal art stuff? Okay, so we need to ask question. So is Qigong real? Yes, but it's not magic. It is scientific, and it is hopeless if we keeping thinking what we like to think or what people tell us, and we do not check into the old classic like the 形意内功经 or the iYikKam 修炼陶 kit or the Anapanasati, all this stuff. If we don't check into those, we are just practically marching on the other directions or other direction which is non-existence. Like the other day, I post a post on, now people have proved that those who practice the 内经图, the microscopic 少周天, get what? Stroke, because it violate the Yellow Emperor classics. Before they don't know about this thing. Now with the advanced our medical instruments and medical science, we know that it is that there's not the liver qi as somebody believe have issue. It is those practice can cause the stroke. Okay. So all this thing is keeping improving. Okay. Don't get into say, oh, because it's ancient, it's Qigong, it's Chinese, it's like from the name famous grandmaster is proper. No, examine everything. Okay. So this is for you today. Okay. If you have any question, join the Facebook group for the book support and ask the question of this thing. Okay. Breathing, there's a lot of thing about here in breathing, and then there's all the basic the Qigong stuff, internal stuff is here. Okay. But I need to be careful. Okay. That's why ask in the Facebook group. You know, if you don't understand. Okay. This is for you today.